poppin', y'all? It's Vari. Today we're going to look at the Path of Exile 2 patch notes 0.1.1. I'm a little late to the party, but I heard there's some pretty cool stuff on here, so we're not going to take too much time. Let's jump right into it.
Hi,
So this is
I'm
like
Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Well, we're back from our break. We've been playing the game a whole lot, and we've been reading a whole lot of feedback as well. So it's time to assess and work out what we're going to do next. Now, later this week we'll be releasing PoE 2 0.1.1. This is a patch designed to address the concerns that we can address relatively quickly, without needing to create a new league or a new economy just yet. In this video we'll be going over some of the issues we've identified and what we're planning on doing about them. It's worth stressing that just because a specific issue isn't on this list doesn't mean that we're not aware of it or that it isn't going to get addressed. It just means that we either can't fix the problem quickly or we can't do so without the need for a new economy.
With that being said, I am not looking forward to a new economy. I have like 2 characters that are worth like $500, so them wiping everything is not gonna be super fun for me.
Major areas that needs a lot of attention is the base experience of mapping. We've made a lot of changes here. First, in-game maps have received a balance pass to the number of monsters,
Ew, why does this shit look like Dookie? 480? Nah, give me that 4K.
Chests, number of magical rare monsters, number of essences, strongboxes, and precursor artifacts. You should generally find maps more rewarding than before. Maps generally specialize in one or more of these elements that they will be particularly rewarding in. Now, towers are a thing that's very important for players to run often, but we only had one of them. We wanted to add more variety here as soon as possible, so we've added 4 more tower maps. Alpine Ridge,
Suck that blizzard,
Sinking Spire, Bluff, and Mesa.
How do they make 4 maps in a week? Grinding to your game, salute to you.
We've also redone the existing Lost Towers map to make playing there less boring.
Okay, so it's like the
We're now also spawning more maps with bosses.
No more
the rate was intended to be 1 in 4 maps, but in reality the rate was much lower due to some maps being unable to spawn bosses. We've increased the rate to compensate for this issue so that we can get the actually intended rate. We're also adding a new type of tablet that allows you to add bosses to your maps with its own mod pool.
It's not too bad to me, I don't care. I mean, I didn't never
Strongboxes also needed some love. They now spawn monsters faster, have a less annoying fog effect, and have also received changes to the timings and effects of the mods on them. Now, let's talk about visibility of effects. Many maps had too much...
Yeah, let's talk about visibility. Man, I'm gonna post a video pretty soon with like a compilation of my deaths, and you will see that they're all bullshit.
Clutter, preventing effects on the ground from rendering, causing you to be unable to see and dodge them. We've both changed the level of clutter on some maps and has changed some effects to make sure that they are always visible. In addition, elemental explosion effects have had visibility improved, stick around for longer before they explode, and disappear without exploding if a rare monster dies. Volatile plants are also way easy to see before they explode.
Thank God.
Now we've also increased the zoom level on the Atlas,
okay,
and a pass on various terrain collision issues in many maps.
You know what I need? I need them to allow me to zoom out on console. I'm a PS5 player, and it's a disadvantage that we're so stuck into our character, and not to mention that we can't really zoom in to just like inspect our character and see it.
We've also improved the load times of opening the world map and Atlas panel. And we also now show the biome of a map on the hover for it.
Okay.
For other in-game content systems, we're focusing on getting all the rewards in line with what they should be. For Delirium, we recently fixed a bug which caused Delirium monsters to just not spawn after the starting part. And we've also buffed the rate of simulacrums dropping by 20% to make it more in line with the rate of finding the Expedition and Ritual bosses. For Ritual, we've made Omens now appear in the Ritual Tribute window 60% more often.
Awesome.
For Expedition, we've improved the rarity from the shops, but we'll be wanting to make some more substantial changes to the rewards for this league later on. Now, one of the major concerns that we're often seeing is that getting to play Pinnacle content just...
Alright, so this part, I've not fought a single Pinnacle boss yet. I don't know, maybe I'm not progressing as fast as I should be, or I'm making too many new characters, so I don't really know anything about Pinnacle content. Let's see what they say.
It takes too long, and that when you do finally get there, you only get one attempt and don't get a chance to learn the boss. In order to address these concerns, we're making the following changes. First, we're making the Citadel spawn closer to the center of the Atlas, and we've also added an effect so you can see them in the fog of war from further away. This makes them much easier to find. To address the problem of only having one attempt, on the Arbiter of Ash you will now get up to 6 respawn attempts. Respawns can only be triggered by the person who put in the keys, and everyone on your party will be respawned at the same time. Leaving the map still forfeits your attempt, so you'll still need to fight the boss with the build you walked into the map with. Higher difficulties of the boss will lower the number of respawn attempts you get, but you should know the mechanics of the fight by then, right?
This looks fire.
Now, we'll also be adding respawns to other Pinnacle content as well over time. Another thing that players have noticed is that there are less keys from Farad'n Citadels on the market.
See, something that's really cool that I'm noticing is they keep saying players have noticed, players have noticed, players have noticed. They're not dropping up, I mean, the two things go hand in hand, but they're not dropping updates to make money. They're dropping updates to bolster the community, you know, do whatever the community wants, help out the gamer. I think they have a really clear vision on what kind of game they want, how difficult they want it to be, things like that, and I don't think they're going to go too far away from it, but at the very least they're listening to the community, which should lead to more money in their pocket in the long run.
And thought that it was because the Citadel spawns less often. It turns out though that this is just because the boss kills players more often than the others. We've made a few changes to that boss to bring it in line with the other bosses. A lot of people have reported that many of our unique items are feeling underwhelming. Uniques are often designed to be build enabling at high levels, even if they're low level uniques. But we realized that we do need to make sure that more uniques feel powerful when you first get them at low levels too. In this patch we are buffing a lot of uniques. These changes should make finding uniques at lower levels a lot more fun, and make subsequent character playthroughs more fun too when you have some great uniques to use.
I don't see anything that I'm using right now, so I'm not going to trip.
We're also changing a few other things to make finding rares better at higher levels too. First, we're changing mod weightings a bit to make sure that there are less bad mods. Another fix is making high tier items no longer cull the highest tier modifier of a given mod type. This bug caused bows and crossbows to not spawn with attack speed at tier 5 rarity, and rings to not spawn with life at tier 5 rarity. Another change we're making is to make it so that socketables such as runes can now be overwritten with another socketable.
That's a fucking game changer right there. I have so many reses that I need fixed, bruh. I need to swap. Like, I have my electric at 125, cold at 125, fire at 67. I need that.
Continue to play. We still find many balance anomalies with specific monsters or bosses that can be nasty if you encounter them. This patch contains a pass adjusting a large number of those monsters and bosses. We'll save the full list for the patch notes, but there are a significant number of changes here that should address many cases where monsters or bosses felt too hard in certain circumstances. Here are a few examples to get a taste of what kind of changes you can expect. The Silver Fist Commander roll now does a lot less damage.
That never was an issue for me.
Plague Bearer's Detonate Dead can no longer be used from off-screen and has better telegraphing. Forsaken Miners throw less grenades, have improved visuals, and deal less damage. And Lost Men Zealots can no longer meteor you from off-screen either, as well as many other changes just like those.
Right there.
One of the big issues for players on consoles is that the web-based item filter system is currently not working. This means that they can't use item filters like the PC users can.
Let me see.
For 0.1.1, we'll be enabling the same system that PoE 1 has, which allows you to subscribe to item filters on the website. For now, this will be done on the PoE 1 website to allow us to get this feature out as fast as possible.
Okay.
Later on, we'll improve the user experience of this and put it on the Path of Exile 2 website.
Awesome.
This patch also contains a bunch of other smaller changes and bug fixes that I'm sure you guys will appreciate.
Can you zoom in and out?
Like buffing armor and scavenged plating.
Can you zoom in and out?
Showing the number of uses left in your charms, as well as an effect when they trigger.
Nice. That's nice.
The song.
But can you zoom in and out?
Fixing the music that Una was supposed to play in town.
That's cute.
And plenty of other little fixes and improvements throughout the game. Now, we have a huge amount of much more meta-shifting changes that we know we want to make. And one of the best things about having the game in early access with the endgame is that we now have a much better idea of where we want character power to be and what the balance of bosses and monsters should be relative to that. But...
yeah, real quick, go into the comments. Tell me if you think the power level that we can achieve right now is at the right level? Like, are we too strong? I feel like I'm like a little bit too strong at this point. I haven't played any pinnacle bosses yet though, so we'll see, but I feel like I'm too strong.
Those types of changes are going to have to wait until we are ready to make a new league with a new economy for people to play in. That's still a little while away yet, but in the meantime we'll be continuing to identify things that are causing frustration and try and address them. I want to thank you guys for playing and hope to be doing more of these in the future. Later.
Later. Okay, alright. No new economy. No new economy. And I did find the patch notes, or like a summary of patch notes here on Reddit, so let's take a quick look. So, monster density, making it more rewarding, maps, I don't know, 4 new tower types, the existing tower maps redone, more maps with bosses, new type of precursor tablet, strong boxes, more mobs, I'm not even gonna fuck with them, less visual color clutter, increased zoom on Atlas, cleanup pass over many terrain collision issues and maps. I don't even know what they just said. Load time improved. I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. I'm interested to see if this is worth it. I don't really look in the shop more. People tell me I should look more. I haven't been there yet, but I'm excited to see. I'm cool with this, of course. A lot of uniques buffed is pretty cool too. There are a lot of like uniques you can get early that don't work that well later, or vice versa, and that's a little bit annoying. This is huge right here. You can literally not even brick, like if you're new to the game and you don't know what you're doing and you write a couple runes on something, or socket a couple things and you don't really know, you just broke something. Essentially, bricked a piece of gear. This is huge for me. I'm super pumped for this. I think everybody is. Once you get to, tier 15 maps and you're doing all the breaches and delirium, it's just too much stuff on the map. What they also need to add is being able to move around the map. If we can move around the map on console, we need to be able to move around the map, because sometimes, especially in maps, the rares will pop up on the map, and then you have to, if they're too far away, you're just walking in a direction, waiting to see how to get to the rare. And sometimes you'll end up walking one way on the map and there's no path to actually get to the rare. Then you have to go back up and back down because you can't scroll the map around and look around on the map. It's a little bit annoying. This is kind of cool. I was doing an armor build. I'm building a warrior right now, so this will be cool. Cool. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Let's see what people are saying. Live stream could have been an email. Yeah. Step in the right direction. Nothing that makes me feel. Me personally, I'm addicted to this shit, so I haven't been able to stop playing. Wild that this needed a live stream. So what? What strikes me odd is that there's no mention of any balancing at all. There are not any mentions. I'm cool with that. Flipping the tiers, ordering back to PO1. Least to greatest is 2. Intuitive and requires you to search up what the highest tier for each mod is. I'm okay with one portal mapping. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, if the mod is like, if some of them are tier 5 and some of them are tier 6 and some of them are tier 8, that's annoying. Versus tier 1 is the best tier, and then anything, higher number is worse. That would be nice. One portal mapping, as long as they tweak the other penalties for death and make it less a kick in the balls. They shouldn't remove the penalties. I don't mind the penalties, just don't die. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Obviously, this is my first real YouTube video. Just doing it for fun, to be honest. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button. If you learned something, hit the like button. If you just like my chocolatey skin in conjunction with the vanilla visor, hit the like button. Share it with your friends. I'll catch y'all on the flip.